Please be seated. Good morning. Welcome to the in-person hooding ceremony for the 2021 graduating class of St. Louis University School of Law. That was beautiful. Well known to so many of you here today and throughout the legal community, Mary Pat McGinnis serves as Dean of Career Services at the School of Law. I invite Dean McGinnis to offer the invocation this morning.
Thank you, Dean Johnson. Let me get my glasses on. So, good morning and welcome as we celebrate, as Dean Johnson said, in person, the 2021 graduating class from the St. Louis University School of Law. As we come together in community in joyful celebration, let us give thanks. O gracious God, we ask your blessing upon these young women and men whom we honor today for their achievements, their resiliency, and their ability to adapt to the unique challenges they faced. We celebrate their capacity for creativity, for critical thinking, for focused effort. We are grateful that they and their families have entrusted our faculty and staff to engage them intellectually, morally, and spiritually. Thank you for their confidence to discover and explore new possibilities and knowledge to discern and advocate for what is right and good and just. Enable them to draw upon the things they learned and to allow them to expand on that wisdom and experience as they respond to the questions and concerns of tomorrow. Support our students as they continue to make a difference in the world and lead a life for the greater glory of God. Amen.
Thank you, Mary Pat. We will now hear a brief welcome from Dr. Fred Postello, President of St. Louis University.
Greetings, graduates. While my formal remarks to all of the graduates will be delivered in the virtual commencement on Sunday, I wanted to take this opportunity to acknowledge this moment of passage at your pre-commencement. This is your day. Congratulations to the parents, family, friends, and other supporters watching virtually. We are pleased to share this momentous occasion with you. We share your pride in these Billikens. While the past 15 months have been difficult, together we pulled through as one SLU. Despite the challenges and obstacles, you made it. All of us at SLU celebrate all of you who are now embarking on the next step in the journey in your lives. You leave prepared to go forth and set the world on fire. Remember that regardless of where your life's journey takes you, you will always be welcome here at SLU. May God bless each of you and St. Louis University.
Thank you, Mr. President. Family members, loved ones, friends, guests, welcome to the St. Louis University School of Law 2021 hooding ceremony, which I am delighted we are holding in person. I'm William Johnson. It is my privilege and it is my honor to serve this law school community as dean. Ordinarily, there would be even more guests in the arena, and the faculty would be seated on the stage rather than in the seats behind the graduates. Still, I cannot adequately describe just how good it is to see you all here together this morning. On behalf of the class of 2021 and the faculty and staff of the School of Law, thank you so very much for being here. The School of Law hooding ceremony is always such a terrific experience as we celebrate the terrific accomplishments of our graduates and as we anticipate with great expectations the possibilities of tomorrow. But this year is different. It is special, and it is particularly meaningful. Until a month or so ago, we weren't sure we would be able to gather in person, but here we are. Not everyone is able to be physically present here in Chaffetz Arena this morning. Some are joining us live from remote locations. Others will watch the ceremony later. For those of you who are watching remotely, please know that you too are in our thoughts. You are here with us in spirit, even though you cannot be here physically. You are part of this remarkable community as well. I know I speak for the entire staff and faculty when I say what a pleasure it has been to engage with this group of graduates over the past 3 years. I truly am very proud of this class, and that would have been true even if this class hadn't just successfully navigated a pandemic. Having done so makes their accomplishments in law school even more impressive. There's been so much about this past year that has been so very difficult for these graduates. Law school is hard. It's hard enough without extra causes of struggle. The pandemic has been a source of tremendous stress and anxiety and has led to loss and grief. In addition, we have navigated difficult political strife and economic hardship and uncertainty, and we have all borne witness to the ugly specter of racial injustice over this past year as well. It's important to acknowledge how challenging this year has been for these graduates, making today's ceremony even more meaningful. I think none of us will soon forget this past year. But when I reflect on this past year, even as I acknowledge the pain and the struggle, I am also filled with tremendous gratitude and pride. I feel deep gratitude for the remarkable pivot of a remarkable staff and faculty dedicated to our students and our mission. I've heard from many of you, dear graduates, just how much you appreciated the care, the intentionality, the flexibility, and the extra effort that the faculty and staff brought to this law school community. I, too, appreciate it. I feel gratitude to the student body, including you, graduates, for the patience, generosity, and grace you have shown throughout the year. I feel gratitude for the people in your lives who were there for you as you struggled dealing with more than a law student should have to bear. I also feel pride. I am so proud of the graduates who are also moms and dads in this graduating class, who found ways to deal with loss of daycare and with elementary and middle and high schools shifting to remote learning. While you zoomed in for class, met deadlines, represented clients, managed law journals, you also juggled math and reading assignments and playtime and stomach aches and new technology. That's amazing. I'm proud of students who lost opportunities last summer due to COVID, but never lost hope, never gave up, and made it here today. I'm so proud of those of you whose partners and spouses and parents and other loved ones have been on the front lines in the fight against this pandemic. I am proud of those of you whose loved ones have served as essential workers, putting themselves at risk so that life could go on as much as reasonably possible in a pandemic. In fact, there are nurses, doctors, first responders, and healthcare workers, as well as housekeepers, facilities workers, and other essential workers here among us today, as well as watching remotely. They are heroes. Will you join me in thanking them for their incredible service this year? Thank you. I'm proud of students who, like me, come from economic disadvantage and are the first in their families to go to college, already facing the burdens that come with all of that. This year, also having to face the fear of lost income, lack of access to technology resources, lack of financial resources to fill unexpected gaps, and nevertheless found ways to reach this point today despite everything. I am so proud of the black students in this graduating class who have had to shoulder the burden of law school while shouldering the burden of the trauma that comes from witnessing horrible acts of racial injustice. And I am proud of other students of color who have dealt courageously with the fear and pain of racism. You amaze and inspire me. Friends, every single graduate here today every single one, has done something truly remarkable by reaching this point in their journey with the law despite so much crisis. Marvel for a moment at the resilience and fortitude of this class. I am so glad to have been able to see how this amazing group of graduates has persevered while working very hard, maintaining high standards of excellence, demonstrating integrity, and importantly, exemplifying the Jesuit identity and mission by consistently being women and men of service for and with others. Today is the culmination of hard work, dedication, resilience, and sacrifice. And it is an important milestone that marks entry into the legal profession. I'm proud to be a lawyer. Dear graduates, I sincerely hope you also feel a deep sense of pride today and throughout your career. The special training, knowledge, and skills that lawyers and judges possess make them critical to maintaining the rule of law and pursuing justice. It's why in authoritarian states around the world, lawyers, judges are routinely harassed, imprisoned, sometimes even killed, as authoritarian governments seek greater control and power or seek to trample on fundamental rights or liberties. Lawyers stand in the way. Our graduates will soon share with their colleagues in the law a unique and remarkable responsibility for the American legal system, democratic principles, the rule of law, and justice. Now, this is independent of political ideology. Republican, Democratic, and independent lawyers alike will disagree about questions of policy or the role of government in dealing with challenging issues, but all share the responsibility for the rule of law and can seek justice. That's an awesome responsibility. It's a true privilege, and it's heavy. But you're ready. You're ready in part because of your intellect and hard work. You're ready in part because of the dedication of an incredible staff, utterly committed to your success. And you're ready in part because of the excellence of our teaching faculty. Our law school has always placed an emphasis on the importance of excellence in teaching, and we are blessed with outstanding teachers. The graduating class has a long tradition of selecting an outstanding teacher as the faculty member of the year, and more recently, graduating classes have also selected an adjunct professor to be recognized as adjunct faculty member of the year. Our adjunct faculty members are practicing lawyers and judges who enhance and enrich our curriculum and keep us connected with the bench and bar. Before we get to the faculty member of the year, who will deliver brief remarks, I would like to recognize the teacher the graduating class chose as adjunct faculty member of the year. For the second year in a row, the graduating class has selected Dean of Career Services, Mary Pat McGinnis. Mary Pat, would you please stand? Dean McGinnis is a double alumna, having graduated from St. Louis University as an undergraduate student in 1982 with a BS in social work and a BA in urban affairs. She worked as a social worker for 2 years for Cardinal Ritter Institute, which is the senior services side of Catholic Charities. She then attended law school at St. Louis University, and graduated in 1987. She worked for Dykemper, Hammond, and Chinners, doing employee-side labor law until 1991, when she transitioned to the law firm Greensfelder, where she practiced as a litigator for more than 10 years. SLU Law was fortunate to persuade her to return to her alma mater, which she did in 2001, to lead the Career Services Department, a law school leadership role she has held now for 2 decades. She is utterly dedicated to SLU Law, to our students, and to our mission. Anyone who knows her knows that very well. She's the proud mother of Teresa, a student here at SLU, and she is a person of humility, kindness, and joy, and a gift to those around her. She has told me how very thankful she is to be at SLU Law, but Mary Pat, we're also thankful that you are here too. Dean of Career Services, Mary Pat McGinnis, is the adjunct faculty member of the year. Congratulations, Mary Pat, and thank you for all you do. We now turn to Dr. Chad Flanders, professor of law, whom the graduating class has selected to be Faculty Member of the Year. Professor Flanders has enjoyed this distinction before. He loves to teach. He is a truly gifted teacher as well as an outstanding scholar. Professor Flanders graduated from Hillsdale College in 1997, earned his master's degree and a PhD in philosophy from the University of Chicago in 2004, and then went to Yale Law School, where he was editor and senior editor of the Yale Law Journal and submissions chair of the Yale Journal of Health Policy, Law, and Ethics. He graduated from Yale Law School in 2007. He was a law clerk for a justice of the Alaska Supreme Court and for a judge of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 10th Circuit before joining the SLU Law faculty in 2009. He teaches a really broad spectrum of required first-year courses, high-demand upper-level courses, interesting specialized courses, including criminal law, criminal procedure, constitutional law, courses in religion and the First Amendment, election law, and even courses in the philosophy department on the main campus. He is an outstanding and prolific scholar, author of 2 books, and dozens of articles, essays, and book chapters, and has offered commentary in mass media on many, many occasions. It's no surprise to me that the graduating class has selected Professor Flanders as Faculty Member of the Year. Please join me in welcoming Professor Chad Flanders.
Thanks, Bill. I would have taken more care in shaving if I knew we were talking without masks. Good morning. So I take comfort in the fact that winning Faculty Member of the Year just means that it's my turn to be the person through which the law school student body expresses the appreciation for the SLU Law faculty as a whole. I also have to believe that the margins were very slim this year, and I won in a squeaker. I will not, however, contest the results. I'm also so glad to see Mary Pat as the other winner of the Adjunct Faculty Member of the Year, who does so much for our students as the human LinkedIn. When Mary Pat and I came out this morning and saw all the chairs, we thought, wouldn't it be great if we could somehow find a way to surprise and award you guys? So we pooled our resources, and I had a stamp. Mary Pat had 2 $10 gift cards and 2 5s. So look under your chair to see if you are a lucky winner of one of those 4 fabulous prizes, and please stand if you are. No. Mary Pat says she might have put the 5s on the side of the chair. I had to wedge the gift cards. You may have, okay, this is not working. Are those expired? No. We're not sure if they're expired. So, okay. All right, I'll get on with my speech then. All right, So Mary Pat and I are up here on the stage as winners, but it's not about us. If you only knew how much all of the faculty and staff at SLU Law talk about you, worry about you, fret about you, are sometimes puzzled by you, I hope you wouldn't be too surprised. You have been taught by an exceptional faculty, a faculty that really cares about teaching and about students. I'm beyond grateful to be part of that faculty. And if you could just thank the closest faculty member may be behind you, if we could just thank them, I really am so grateful to be part of the SLU Law faculty, so I just want to express my thanks. And our conversations these past few years have been about one theme. We don't know how you did it. We worry about you, but we're amazed by you. As Bill said, law school is really difficult. It involves sacrifice, dedication, and a lot of pain and anguish. So in a normal year, it's a wonder that anyone makes it to graduation. But add to this a global pandemic, constant searing images of racial violence, and a polarized nation. How did you go through all of that and still make it out mostly in one piece? To take care of your family, to take care of yourselves, to take care of your community, and still go to law school and do okay. Sorry, I just graded a bunch of exams. You're just fine. You're just fine. You've also had to deal with professors and Zoom for over a year. Sorry, I forgot to unmute. Wait for polite laughter. You've had to put up with our inability to deal with technology, our anger at it, and the real and palpable sadness of being distant from your classmates, with the only occasional unexpected joy of a Zoom cat. Thank you for your patience and your compassion. I really mean that. But seriously, how did you do it? In the discussion around last year's NBA season in the bubble, some said that the basketball championship should come with an asterisk on it. After all, it was a shortened season, not everyone went into the bubble, there's no home court advantage. But then others replied, you don't know what it's like to play in a bubble, to be able to focus despite all that's going on, and yet care about what's going on outside the bubble. Here's a quote I like from Milwaukee Bucks center Giannis Antetokounmpo. He said, I feel like at the end of the day, this is going to be the toughest championship you could ever win, because the circumstances are really, really tough right now. So whoever wants it more is going to be able to go out there and take it. You made it through the law school bubble, and you graduated. You won one of the toughest championships you could ever win. You wanted it, and you went out there and you took it. Of course, there will be challenges. You have the bar exam. You have a legal profession transformed by a pandemic. You have the unhealed wounds of racism. You have a world only now waking up from being on lockdown. These are problems that need to be solved, and badly. But you should know you can do it, that you have the ability to meet these challenges head on. Why? Because you have already shown that you can. Congratulations.
Trouble of glasses and masks. Thank you, Chad. It's fun to get a little taste of what the students experience in your classroom, I think, most days. Our law school has an exceptional student body. Over the past several years, I've heard consistently from our alumni and from legal employers who hire our students that SLU Law students have an incredible reputation. They have a reputation for hard work and reliability, something that I've seen over and over. They're known to be strong writers, a real testament to my outstanding colleagues who teach them the mechanics, the rules, and the art of legal research and writing. They are practical. They have good judgment. They're also ethical and have strong integrity. That gives me a particular sense of pride. This feedback that I've received over and over has reinforced what the faculty and staff and I see every day: the hard work, the dedication, and the consistent standards of excellence. Each year at this time, we recognize the student who has so excelled in his or her academics as to have earned the title valedictorian. The valedictorian for the class of 2021 is Patrick Monahan. Patrick, I'll invite you to stand if you would like to do so. Patrick was born and raised in the St. Louis area. Patrick was born and raised in the St. Louis area. He attended SLU as an undergraduate, where he earned his bachelor's degree in political science and philosophy in 2018. He then entered SLU Law in August 2018. During law school, Patrick was a member of the St. Louis University Journal of Health, Law, and Policy. In his second year, he served as staff editor, and in his third year, he served as a lead editor. In the summer of 2019, after his first year at SLU Law, Patrick worked as an intern at BJC. During his third year at SLU Law, he interned in the General Counsel's Office of Navis, a population health management company. After graduation, Patrick will join Brian Cave, Leighton Paisner as an associate, where he also worked as a summer associate after his second year. He will practice in the Mergers and Acquisitions practice group. Patrick has prepared pre-recorded remarks to address the graduating class. Please join me in welcoming, virtually, Patrick Monahan, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning. I want to start by thanking Dean Johnson and the rest of the administration for inviting me to speak today. It is really great to see all of you. Even though I am recording this a week before the actual hooding ceremony, I can still say with absolute certainty, it is really, really great to see all of you in person again. For those of you who are watching from home, both graduates and family members, I want to say for all of us here that we miss you, we wish you could be here today, and we know that you would be if you could. When I was first asked to give a speech at graduation, I felt honored and gracious. Then, almost immediately, I was filled with panic as I realized I had no idea what I wanted to say. I thought I wanted to be motivational and inspirational. I thought that the key to giving a speech at graduation was to make all the graduates leaving wanting to take on the world. So, I went looking for motivation. I spent some time just wandering through the law school, but besides bothering a couple of 1Ls who were trying to study for finals, I got nothing accomplished. Then I spent some time watching videos of old graduation speeches on YouTube, and again, while they were motivational in their own way, they provided me with nothing. So, as I was lost and hopeless, I did what countless other law students across the country have done in their time of need. I watched Legally Blonde. What should be no surprise to those of you who have seen the movie, Legally Blonde provided me with exactly what I was looking for. The closing message of the movie is that if you believe in yourself, you can do great things. That's when it hit me. I don't need to give my fellow graduates some motivating or inspiring speech. You should be your own motivation. You all should take a minute to reflect on what you have accomplished in your last 3 years here at SLU Law and be inspired. You are about to become law school graduates. If you are like me and are the only person in your family to ever go to law school, I hope you realize your achievement. No matter where your career takes you, you have already forged your own path. If you are following in the footsteps of your parents or grandparents or other family members who have graduated law school before you, be proud of your accomplishment. You are continuing to build a great tradition, and you have made those family members very proud. I really hope each and every one of you takes some time to appreciate how far you have come and how much you have accomplished in your time at SLU Law. Before entering law school, you were warned about the stress. You were warned about the imposter syndrome, about the fact that you would be comparing yourself to and competing against your classmates. That, however, no one could have warned you about the biggest obstacle you would face, that you would have to deal with all the other stresses and problems of law school while facing a global pandemic. Yet you took it in stride. We all spent about half of our time in law school taking classes and studying from our bedrooms or our living rooms. Some of you had to become caretakers for other family members. Some of you had to go to class while your children were attending online school in the exact same room. We were all sheltered and unable to be with and study with each other. Although it only added to the difficulty of law school, we didn't give up and we only worked harder. On top of the incredible stress and work that comes with making it through law school, each and every one of us also had to deal with the challenges that come with living, working, and going to school during a pandemic. And we succeeded. We are all still here today, and now we get to put those fancy little letters, the little JD, after our names. So please, take some time to reflect on your hard work these last 3 years. You should all be incredibly proud of yourselves. And I hope you all realize how remarkable it is that you are sitting here today. Whenever you face challenges in your life, I hope you take solace in the fact that you were able to graduate law school even with all of this going on around you. Be proud of yourself. Be inspired by yourself. There are many people to thank and many hills still to climb, but take a second or a minute to enjoy your accomplishments. I am proud of each and every one of you, and I am honored to be graduating alongside you. I want to close by thanking some of the people who have been a big help to me on my journey. First, I want to thank my parents. Thank you for all of the support you have given me, for instilling a strong work ethic in me from such a young age, and for always providing the perfect example of what it means to be a good person. There's no way I would be here today without your love and support. I want to thank my girlfriend Madeline, who was here today just as she was 3 years ago in this exact same arena when I graduated from undergrad. Thank you for always believing in me and for supporting me when I needed it most. Thank you to my family and my friends who are watching from home. I am incredibly grateful for your reminders that having a life outside of law school is necessary and for giving me a reason to have a life outside of law school. Thank you to the SLU Law faculty and staff for making SLU such a welcoming community and for going above and beyond to help all of us succeed. Finally, I want to thank my fellow graduates. I am truly honored to be graduating alongside you. Your work ethic, your knowledge, and your commitment to the law and to your community amazes me day in and day out. You constantly push me to become a better person and a better law student. And I have no doubt that you will go on to do amazing things in your lives and your careers. Remember, you do not need to look elsewhere for motivation or inspiration. Just look within yourself, because that might just be the best place to find that motivation. Before you start bar prep and your careers, take a day, maybe two, maybe a whole week, and hold your head up high. Be proud of yourself and your accomplishments. Write a letter, send an email, do anything that requires you to sign your name, and then put that little JD next to it with pride. You deserve it and you've earned it. Thank you.
Really excellent words. Thank you, Patrick, and congratulations and well done. Now the moment has arrived to recognize our graduates at this special hooding ceremony. The placing of the purple, blue, and white hood on each graduate is the symbolic recognition of completion of the requirements for the Juris Doctor degree, or the Master of Laws in Health Law, or Master of Laws in American Law for Foreign Lawyers degrees. The color purple is for law as a discipline, and the colors blue and white are for St. Louis University. We weren't sure we would be able to do this. I am so pleased that we can. The graduates will be hooded by my colleagues, Professor Karen Koach and Professor Yvette Liebesman, members of the full-time faculty and university marshals. Let's begin.
Maria Sammy Faisal. Arthur Jesus Martins Pereira. Erica Akofa Agboku. Sydney Poran Alizadeh. John W. Andrews. Raj S. Avula. Bradley R. Baker. Alexander D. Baldwin. Whitney Lynn Barr. Stephanie N. Bartlett. Leah Elizabeth Beck. Taylor A. Bertelsman. Chelsea M. Betcher. Allison Michelle Bowen. Hannah Marie Brennan. John Burke Brown. Ellen J. Bruntrager. Erin Nicole Bussey. Shaughnessy Elaine Carr. Elizabeth A. Carthen. Alma Elizabeth Carver. Hannah Christina Chandler. Shoma P. Chukwu Smith. Chandler M. Crawford. Kaylee Elizabeth Darnall. Kira A. Davenport. Jessica N. Deaver. Giovanni Vincenzo De Gregoria. Kevin Deshawn Kamau Dillon. Julia Renee Dillo. Christopher R. Doyle Losi. Allison E. Dunavant. Lionel J. Dutre IV. Laura Ryan Eckelkamp. Taylor Yvonne Edwards. Caleb Douglas Edom. Douglas J. Engel. Zachary John Everson. Courtney J. Federico. Seth Rome Feldman. Sean Flynn. Philip Andrew Fonseca. Zachary B. Fritz. Devin Robert Gant. Nathaniel A. Gardner. Caitlin D. Garland. Dean Michael Garros. Andrew E. Gilkerson. Matthew Parker Goodman. Catherine Aileen Kavanaugh Grant. Anat Gross. Zoe E. Hall. Eric Christopher Harmon. Megan Kokart Hart. Emily A. Harviton. Lindsay K. Howitt. Jalen R. Henderson. Madison McKay Hermanson. Brandon Allen Hill. Hannah Louise Hope. Emily K. Horsford. Hannah Alexis Ivanovich. Rebecca Lynn James. Jenna Morgan Joachimsthaler. Felicia Nicole Joler. Vincent Jones. William Thomas Kernow. Anam A. Khan. Lucas A. Klein. Matthew E. Corey. Amber Lockhart Lang. Emily Elizabeth Levine. Kelsey Marie Lester. Tiffany M. Light. Caitlin Mary Little. Kelsey Lee Lober. Mitchell Thomas Maglione. Sarah Malik. Leon D. Martin. Michael J. Martin. Julia Danielle McFarland. Elizabeth Wood McCown. Michael Whitney McMahon. Stephanie Lynn Milner. Carrie Ann Mitchell. Olivia Nicole Mitchell. Patrick Joseph Monahan. Austin M. Morris. Nyrita C. Morris. Zachary C. Nels. Bin Nat Wynn. Grace Elizabeth Olson. William Joseph O'Shea. Renee M. Azapov. Nina Kamlesh Patel. Nishant T. Patel. Johnny Lee Petticord. Nathan Sines Perlmutter. James Curtis Poor. Madeline J. Quas. Preethi Raja. Jordan T. Rimchizel. Sarah Lisha Reynoso. Ella Clementine Salvatore. Julia Adele Santalucia. William Scott Saunders. Jacob William Schlosser. Parker Lewis Seeley. Nan Shen. Edward Martin Seamer. Emma Sakura Paulus. Reed Stephen Simpson. Dominic William Sinclair. Montana LaPere Sin. Lakin N. Smaha. Chad M. Smith. Brendan Patrick Solis. Kristen Shea Spina. Taylor Nicole Stegman. William Brett Sullivan. Jabria Ariel Taylor. Louise M. Taylor. Kelsey Elizabeth Thompson. Cameron E. Valdez. Stephen Peter Valentine. Michael Joseph Vetter, Jr. Nathan Nico Vise. John Lawrence Wormuth. Kelly Nicole Weiss. Ashley Marie Westbrook. Sutton Lee Wester. Megan Patricia Williams. Timothy Robert Schweiss. We'd also like to recognize our graduates who are attending the ceremony virtually today, so I'll call their names now. Ashley Victoria Giovannini. Taylor Lynn Blaylock. Benjamin Tyler Davison. Gabriella Garbero. Layla F. Hewson. Alicia Marie Morrow. Joshua H. Salim. Kelly M. Spann. And let's please give one more round of applause to congratulate the class of 2021.
Graduates, if you were able, please rise. Let's give you another round of applause. This is a remarkable accomplishment. Please be seated. That was emotional. This is always such a beautiful occasion, and this year doubly so. Congratulations, graduates. It is now my privilege and my pleasure to introduce you to our graduation speaker, Mr. John Gunn. John is a lawyer practicing in St. Louis County, where he represents individuals and businesses in a variety of matters, ranging from complex fiduciary litigation to minor probate proceedings. John's career includes the trial of cases in several counties, and he has successfully litigated matters in probate, civil, equity, and administrative courts in the states of Missouri and Illinois. John also successfully argued matters before the Missouri Court of Appeals and assisted in the successful litigation of matters before the Missouri Supreme Court. Before earning his JD from St. Louis University School of Law in 2000, John attended Villanova University for his undergraduate studies and earned his BA in 1997. John is licensed to practice before the Supreme Court of Missouri, the Supreme Court of Illinois, and the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Missouri. John is currently serving as president of the Missouri Bar for the 2020-2021 bar term. He previously served on the Young Lawyers Section Council, including as a delegate to the ABA Young Lawyers Division and as the Young Lawyers Section Council delegate to the Missouri Bar Board of Governors. He also served for several years as a member of the Board of Governors of the Bar Association of Metropolitan St. Louis, also known as BAMSL, as well as the Executive Committee of BAMSL. The BAMSL Lawyers Division, Young Lawyers Division, and is president of the Lawyers Association of St. Louis. John lives in West St. Louis County with his partner Jen Shank and their collective children, Nora, Ceci, Liam, and Ollie, whom he tries to make laugh during his spare time, what little spare time he has with his long list of activities. I know John personally to be a delightful, kind, decent person who gives generously to the law school community of his time and his energy. You honor us by being here today, John. Thank you very much. Please join me in welcoming Missouri Bar President John Gunn.
Thank you, Dean Johnson. That was very kind. Hi. I'm going to be very frank with you to start out that I have no idea what side this tassel is supposed to go on, so please forgive me. I was convinced when Dean Johnson asked me to do this that there was either a mistake or a couple dozen people turned it down before he got to me. He assures me that I was the first choice, so we'll see how this goes. I know, first of all, that you're just thirsting for practical advice, so I'm going to start there. Because what is a commencement address without some practical advice? So I cooked up a few things that I think might be helpful to you to start the morning out. And I apologize in advance if they're a little dry. Number one, you're going to make mistakes. Each error, especially earlier in your career, is going to feel enormous and final. It's not. Every time I mess up, I think of it as a debt service against some colossal mistake that I might have otherwise made in the future, from which there might be no return. But no matter what, please know everything's going to be okay. Don't panic. Number two, when writing, you will know that you are on the right track when your draft starts getting shorter. I was given 10 minutes for this speech. Google told me that that was 1,500 words. The more I worked on it, the closer I got to 1,000. You're welcome. But also, I hope the work shows. So my advice is that time well spent means a shorter written product. This thing's driving me nuts. 3, you will feel overwhelmed when confronted with the depth of knowledge and skill of more seasoned, old lawyers. Early in my career, I can recall younger lawyers frequently referring to those who seem to have this superhuman knowledge as lawyers who have forgotten more law than you will ever learn. Not true. Those of us who have been at it for a while typically have experience and repetition to credit for any efficiencies. As with anything, you practice law long enough, it will get easier, and others will see that. My final piece of advice is the most important. Do not blindly accept advice from anyone. So if that last one is accurate, and I posit that it most certainly is, how do you develop professionally? How do you assimilate guidance from a mentor? How do you discern what it means to be a lawyer? You spent the past 3 years or more nearly myopically focused on this query, and most of you know you'll have to spend at least the next few months with an even more intense focus on it. Most of us who have been lawyers for any length of time, 20 years for me, 50 years for my dad, and 0 to 2 years for my associates, will tell you that your quest for what it means to be a lawyer doesn't, and perhaps shouldn't, subside. Lawyers with whom you have interacted during the course of your law school experience, whether in an office, a courtroom, a classroom, on the street, or around a kitchen table, are all still working out what it means to be a lawyer. We research, write, read, talk, listen, watch, travel, all while searching for the answer to that elusive solution. What does it mean to be a lawyer? The imposter syndrome felt by lawyers in this profession, so easily perceived as an ivory tower with icons living at the penthouse, never goes away. It may subside, but the truth is, I'm not sure it should. We are lousy with examples of how to act in challenging circumstances, how to deal with difficult adversaries, how to navigate complex and piercingly important issues. I always had an exemplar within close reach. I mentioned my father earlier. We've been practicing law together for 20 years, and he gave this very address to my SLU graduating class 21 years ago. There's also no scarcity of behaviors we observe that present a contrast to who we aspire to be as lawyers and as people. Learning is a lifelong process. Cliche? Yeah, but for a reason. We as a profession simply don't stop learning. There is no set it and forget it in the law. Each set of facts is unique, and the law and its application are constantly in flux. What does it mean to be a lawyer? There is no objective answer to this question. It simply doesn't exist. Conscientious and competent representation of clients, civic engagement, general leadership, mentoring, sure, all totally legitimate considerations in searching for the conclusion. And attributes we certainly hope are included in your process. But no one in the profession can dictate to you the part those factors play in the final analysis. What does it mean to be a lawyer? I submit to you that the base material for the amalgam that is the ultimate answer is you. Your experiences, your observations, your decisions, and ultimately, your humanity. You've been hearing for years about the responsibility that comes with being a lawyer, the import that our profession plays in society, even being introduced to groups of lawyers whose purpose it is just to be lawyers and do what lawyers do. I'm president of the Missouri Bar. That's what we are. But the concept of what you do is such a small part of the narrative. How you do it is of far greater significance. Your client's goals are isolated as something to which your duties are bound, but the humanity available to you in determining the best way to accomplish them is abundant. You don't need to be difficult in litigation. You don't need to chastise someone who gets the law wrong in a negotiation. If a colleague asks a question to which you believe they should know the answer, it doesn't help to castigate them. Empathy and humanity are not something to which time is dedicated during the legal education process. This is not an indictment of SLU or any other institution of legal learning. We're taught to be of tough mind, focused, resourceful, and arguably emotionless ways. You've been taught how to think like a lawyer, and that training serves a purpose, to be sure. But do any of us really want to live permanently in that state of mind? Our existence as emotional beings simply can't be set aside. Compartmentalization of humanity is impossible. The sooner you surrender any such notion, the sooner you can proceed toward expressions of empathy that can heal, not just you, but those in your orbit. And yes, that healing can occur in even the most difficult of circumstances. It exists in the most simple expressions of kindness, understanding that a human in the room who you may be opposing in the legal system is worthy not just of acknowledgement, but true consideration. It is not easy. And I'm certainly not perfect at it. But like with what it means to be a lawyer, we learn, we evolve, and we can control the direction in which we evolve. You will have innumerable opportunities to hone your humanity, as well as what it means to you to be a lawyer. I suggest you allow those concepts to be inextricable from one another. When you work on one, you're working on the other. I often contemplate the common use of the word counselor, and you will hear it a lot. And that word's close connection with notions of empathy and care. That's what you are now, counselor. Embrace that title in all of its meanings, because you now embody those meanings to everyone you encounter. Thank you for listening. Congratulations to the families, friends, and colleagues of our graduates. Your sacrifices and love are in these seats. And welcome to you, graduates. On behalf of the profession, we are very happy to have you. You all have a right to be very, very proud. Thank you.
That was terrific advice, including the part about not taking advice too seriously sometimes. But that was really good advice in any event. Graduates, even when we're not in a pandemic, law school is difficult. It is exhausting. At times, it can be disheartening. At other times, it can be absolutely exhilarating. But it's never easy. And of course, it's supposed to be difficult. And the practice of law is difficult after all. And there's a great deal at stake. Your clients are counting on you, so we make it challenging. It isn't just the law student who navigates the pressures of law school. With us today are your family and friends, spouses, partners, companions, parents, grandparents, other family members and dear friends. All who are here with us today and others who are watching remotely have supported you financially, emotionally, by keeping you grounded, by keeping you motivated, by giving you a deep sense of purpose, and in numerous other ways so very important this year. I know you appreciate all the support and encouragement you've been given to help you reach this point. Now is your opportunity to recognize the support of your family, friends, and loved ones, and the support of all those loved ones who are watching remotely. I now invite Dean McGinnis to offer the benediction.
Thank you, Dean Johnson, and thank you, graduates. O gracious and loving God, we ask now for your almighty hand to be upon our graduates as they and their families celebrate this grand milestone. May they find comfort from our community's continued embrace and support as they journey through life. May they find strength in the excellence of their academic preparation and the long line of the Jesuit educational tradition, for with it today, you all join a nearly 500-year-old network of local, national, and global alumni. Bless their lives from this day on with goodness and success. Enable them to stay true to their dreams for your greater glory, to discern what is right, good, and just, and to use your gifts wisely and in service to others. Empower them to walk into the future with faith, hope, and great love, guided by your light, so that they may use their talents to, in the words of St. Ignatius Loyola, go forth and set the world on fire. Grace be to them, grace to be us all. Amen.
Our hooting ceremony now draws to a close, to be followed by a virtual university commencement on Sunday afternoon. We will have a formal recessional of the graduates. I ask the members of the audience to please remain at your places until the graduates' recessional is complete. Graduates, we wish you the very best in your personal and professional lives. We're going to miss you. We hope that you will visit us and remain a part of our community, returning often. As we heard from Mr. Gunn, as we leave here today, your classmates in some instances will become your colleagues, and in some will become opposing counsel, whether in business counseling, in the criminal justice system, in contract negotiation, in private dispute resolution, even in political campaigns. Even as you represent your clients zealously, always treat each other and other counsel with the same civility, decency, and respect that you have demonstrated here, even when it's hard. In fact, especially when it's hard. That's when it matters the most. Set the Jesuit example. You will be glad you did, and the profession will be better for it. Now, graduates, one final thing, and I hope you will humor me. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you're game. Let a smile form on your lips, and consider this. You just graduated from law school. That is a very big deal. We are so very proud of you and cannot wait to see what you accomplish tomorrow. Congratulations, class of 2021.